Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Preeti Kaur. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is set to embark on two-nation visit to UK and Maldives. Will hold talks with UK counterpart in London on key issues. Also to attend Maldives International Independence Day celebrations as the guest of honour. India extends medical assistance to Bangladesh to send a team of burn specialist doctors and nurses to treat the Dhaka jet crash victims. Trump announces massive trade deal with Japan with 15% tariffs. Deal includes $550 billion of Japanese investments in the US. Trump also announced a trade deal with Philippines and Indonesia. Slaps 19% tariffs on exports. US goods to face zero duties. In cricket, India to take on England in a do-or-die fourth test at Old Trafford to level the series. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is set to embark on a two-nation visit to the United Kingdom and Maldives on Wednesday. During his visit to the United Kingdom, the Prime Minister will hold talks with his counterpart, Keir Starmer, in London on key issues. Prime Minister Modi is also expected to meet King Charles III. On the second leg of his two-nation visit, Prime Minister Modi will attend Maldives Independence Day celebrations as the guest of honour and also strengthen regional partnership with President Muizu.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit the UK on 23rd and 24th of July at the invitation of British Prime Minister Keir Starmer. This marks Prime Minister Modi's fourth official UK visit. The two leaders are expected to discuss India-UK ties, regional and global issues, and review progress on the comprehensive strategic partnership focusing on trade, technology, defense, climate, health, education, and cultural exchanges. Prime Minister Modi is also expected to meet King Charles III.
The UK is also the sixth largest investor in India with a cumulative investment of $36 billion. And interestingly, India itself is a large source of foreign direct investment in the UK with a cumulative investment of close to $20 billion. There are close to 1,000 Indian companies in the UK that provide employment to nearly 100,000 people.
After United Kingdom, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit Maldives on 25th and 26th of July at the invitation of President Mohammad Muizu. This is Prime Minister Modi's third visit to Maldives and the first by a foreign leader during Muizu's presidency. Prime Minister Modi will be the guest of honor at Maldives' 60th Independence Day on 26th of July. He will meet President Muizu to discuss key issues and review the progress on the India-Maldives economic and maritime security partnership.
India is one of the largest trading partners of the Maldives. Both countries are in discussions to negotiate a free trade agreement and an investment treaty as well. And new areas of cooperation, including renewable energy, fisheries, etc., are also being worked on.
The visit highlights Maldives' significance in India's neighborhood-first policy and India's vision of Mahasagar. In essence, both visits aim to strengthen strategic partnerships, celebrate key national milestones, and reinforce India's diplomatic priorities in Europe and the Indian Ocean region. Bureau Report, DD India.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi is headed for the United Kingdom for a two-day visit on July 23rd and 24th. The two nations, in fact, became comprehensive strategic partners in 2021, and the Prime Minister's fourth visit to the UK since 2014 is expected to be another occasion to further enhance the already extensive bilateral relations.
And United Kingdom ties extend through centuries, but of late have been scaling new heights. Trade neared $55 billion in 2023-24, and cooperation in the fields of energy, security, technology, climate, and other critical areas has also been rising. All aspects of the relations are expected to get a fresh fillip now with Prime Minister's latest visit.
This will be Prime Minister's fourth visit to the United Kingdom since assuming office. He has visited previously in 2015 and 2018, and he was there in 2021 for the COP26 summit in Glasgow.
India and the UK have also been working on an over 2,000-page long trade pact since 2022. On the 6th of May, the Prime Ministers of two nations had announced the conclusion of all negotiations, indicating that a formalization is close at hand. During his two-day UK stay, Prime Minister Modi will call on King Charles III, and he will also meet business representatives while having an informal interaction with members of the Indian diaspora.
A review of the comprehensive strategic partnership is also on the cards, but in times of conflict as well as tariff and trade tensions, when the leaders of the two major democracies in the world will meet, it will also send out a clear message of openness, cooperation and stability. With camperson Sanjay Jaina, Gautam Roy, London, UK, DD India.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be on a two-day United Kingdom tour starting Wednesday. He will be calling on King Charles III and holding a bilateral meeting with his UK counterpart, Keir Starmer, on Thursday. DD India's Gautam Roy has spoken with India's High Commissioner to the United Kingdom, Vikram Doordarshan, about the strategic partnership between the two nations. Let's listen in.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi is on his fourth visit to the United Kingdom from the 23rd to the 24th of July. India and the UK have extensive relations. This is a comprehensive bilateral partnership. How is it going to be expanded further this time round? Let's find out from Vikram Doordarshan. He's India's High Commissioner to the UK. Thank you for joining us, High Commissioner. What can you tell us about the agenda this time round for the Prime Minister?
Well, this is a short but very focused visit. The Prime Minister's agenda is really to push the relationship to the next level. The focus is on essentially taking forward the relationship on core verticals that we see as forward-looking, futuristic pillars of the relationship. So that includes the technology domain, where the UK and India have been strong partners on something called the Technology Security Initiative, which was launched last year. We are also partners on developing our trade relationship, which has been growing along at a pretty steady pace. We also look at education as a major part of the mix. As you probably know, not only do we have a large number of students here, we also have the largest number possibly of universities opening campuses in India from the UK. I think the idea that India is now open for partnerships with quality universities to meet the enormous demand for high quality education that Indians have traditionally had, I think that's an important part of the piece.
The India-UK trade pact has been in the works since 2022, and there's been a lot of speculation around it. Is it on the anvil this time around in this trip, the formalization of it?
Well, look, I mean, the trade ministers announced the completion of formal negotiations. We are engaged in a last-minute sprint to complete all of the legal scrubbing and paperwork that goes into it. Let's not anticipate what the Prime Minister will do. Let the Prime Minister come here and then we'll take that forward.
All in all, what kind of a message do you think the leaders of these two countries, two democracies, which have extensive links, not just through the present times, but going back centuries, would be sending out to the world in the kind of times that we live in, where you not only have conflicts in different parts of the world and all kinds of barriers coming up, even when it comes to the movement of people. And India and UK have very vibrant ties there, 1.8 billion strong diaspora here.
I think the message that we'd like to convey, that the leadership would like to convey, is that fourth largest economy in the world and the sixth largest economy in the world are doing business together, that we see the process of making it easier to do business, making it easier to invest in each other's country, making it easier for legal and practical means of having qualified people travel to each other's countries and thereby support businesses. All of these are good things, and that's a message in and of itself.
Great. Thank you for speaking to DD India. High Commissioner.
Thank you so much for having me.
The United Kingdom has a 1.8 million strong Indian diaspora, which is looking forward to Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit. DD India's Gautam Roy has spoken with Lord Rami Ranger, member, House of Lords, a well-known businessman of Indian origin and a Conservative Party politician about the expectations of the Indian community in the UK with this trip. Let's listen in.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi is on his fourth visit to the UK since 2014 on the 23rd and the 24th of July, and a lot of anticipation is built into this visit. With us is Lord Rami Ranger of Mayfair to talk about it. What can you tell us about your assessment of the ties so far, and what do you expect from this visit?
This will be a mother of all trade deals, because this will be between the oldest democracy and the largest democracies of the world, sharing equal values.
Is that sort of a message that you expect the two leaders to send out as well when Prime Minister Modi meets Prime Minister Starmer?
Well, India is playing already a very important role in fighting against terrorism. The Quad is a proof that they value India's security. India is doing what the civilized world want to do. So therefore, the Prime Minister Starmer will be overjoyed to receive Prime Minister Modi, the most popular and the most decorated Prime Minister in the world, who has been honored not only by Shia Iran but also Sunni Saudi Arabia. That just shows you diplomacy. He's not only respected by Putin, but he's also respected by Trump. Yes. So two rivals, they envy. That just shows that we play the center stage. We don't want to join any groups. We are master of our own destiny, and therefore our contribution to the world will be balanced, collaborated, and just equitable. For the last 10 years, ever since Modi come, we say with proud, I'm Indian. Wow. Everybody now says, I'm Indian. Even the Pakistani friends say we're Indian.
Well, let's hope that Prime Minister Modi this time around, along with his counterpart Keir Starmer, lead to a more heady and fruitful relationship between India and the United Kingdom. With camera person Jaina, Gautam Roy, London, DD India.
So that was about Prime Minister's upcoming two-nation tour. In other news, extending India's full support to Bangladesh following the country's worst air disaster in decades, India is sending a team of burn specialists and medical staff to Dhaka to assist the victims of Monday's deadly fighter jet crash that killed at least 31 people, most of them children. The Indian team will conduct an initial assessment of the patient's condition and provide recommendations for further treatment, including potential transfer to India for specialized care. The MEA also noted that additional medical teams may be deployed based on the findings of the preliminary assessment. The fatal crash occurred on Monday when an F-7 BGI training jet of the Bangladesh Air Force plummeted into the Milestone School and College campus in the capital's Dayabari locality during a routine sortie. The impact triggered a massive fire and scenes of widespread panic, with terrified students and staff fleeing for safety. The Bangladesh Army has initiated a formal investigation into the incident that disrupted rescue efforts following Sunday's deadly military crash at Milestone School and College in Dhaka. In a statement issued on Tuesday, Bangladesh's Inter-Services Public Relations Directorate said the army is treating the matter seriously and will take disciplinary action against any individuals found responsible for misconduct during the operation. The crash on 21st of July killed 32 and injured numerous civilians, including children. The rescue efforts were significantly hampered by large crowds of onlookers who gathered at the crash site. Many ignored repeated requests to vacate the area, obstructing evacuation efforts and creating confusion on the ground. The army acknowledged the disruption and confirmed that 14 personnel involved in the operation became ill due to exhaustion and exposure during the rescue. All are currently receiving treatment at the Combined Military Hospital in Dhaka. India strongly rebutted Pakistan's renewed attempt to internationalize the Kashmir issue and raise objections over the Indus Water Treaty at the United Nations Security Council. India's permanent representative to the UN, Ambassador P. Harish, in his statement at the UN Security Council high-level open debate on promoting international peace and security through multilateralism and peaceful settlement of dispute, reiterated India's stand on terrorism. He said that Pakistan steeped in fanaticism and also terrorism and a serious borrower from the IMF.
On the one hand, there is India, which is a mature democracy, a surging economy, and a pluralistic and inclusive society. At the other extreme is Pakistan, steeped in fanaticism and terrorism, and a serial borrower from the IMF. As we debate promoting international peace and security, it is essential to recognize that there are some fundamental principles which need to be universally respected. One of them is zero tolerance for terrorism. It ill behoves a member of the Council to offer homilies while indulging in practices that are unacceptable to the international community.
In India, heavy rainfall is expected this week in the southern region, especially in parts of Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Telangana and coastal Andhra Pradesh. West and central India, including Madhya Maharashtra, Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh, may see intense showers through July 28th. Surface winds reaching 40 to 50 kilometers per hour will likely sweep across South Peninsular India over the next 5 days. Thunderstorms with lightning are forecast in Bihar, Odisha and northeast states, especially Meghalaya on July 23rd. Meanwhile, Delhiites woke up to a rainy morning as heavy rains lashed several parts of Delhi NCR on Wednesday morning. Light rain was also reported from Gurugram, while the Met Department has issued an orange alert for more showers across Delhi through the day. The Weather Department forecast also indicated that light rain will continue through the week, with weather conditions expected to remain similar until July 28th. You're watching DD India Live. We're heading for a short break. Stay with us.
This week on Defense Dynamics, India flexes its missile muscle. 3 major test firings in just 24 hours. What's the message? Apache helicopters roar into Jodhpur, India's strike power on the Western Front. Neoma airfield in Ladakh to get commissioned soon. Why it is being called India's strategic launchpad in the Himalayas. And sectarian clashes erupt in Syria. What's fueling the Druze-Bedouin conflict? Catch it all this Wednesday at 8 p.m. IST only on DD India.
Welcome back after the break. You're watching DD India Live. US President Donald Trump finalized trade pacts imposing 15% tariffs on Japanese imports with $550 billion in US investments, a 19% tariff on Philippines goods coupled with zero duties for US exports, and a 19% tariff framework deal with Indonesia, down from the initially proposed 32%. A part of his America First agenda, these deals come with continued negotiations in the coming weeks. Here's a detailed report.
US President Donald Trump announced a trade pact with Japan, building on a series of trade-related developments ahead of an August 1st deadline for tariffs to snap back to April 2nd levels. The plan will result in Japan investing $550 billion into the US and paying a 15% reciprocal tariff that will be levied on US imports from the country. While speaking at an event at the White House, Trump said that Japan will form a joint venture with the US for LNG in Alaska. Trump added that representatives from the European Union are coming for trade negotiations with the United States on Wednesday.
But I just signed the largest trade deal in history, I think maybe the largest deal in history, with Japan. And that was done with Japan. They had their top people here, and we worked on it long and hard, and it's a great deal for everybody. And I said to the Japanese trade representatives, and these were the top people, we concluded the one deal, Doug, and now we're going to conclude another one because they're forming a joint venture with us in Alaska, as you know, for the LNG.
Meanwhile, Japan's Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba praised the trade deal after Trump lowered the hefty tariffs imposed on its Asian ally.
We have agreed to halve the additional 25% rate imposed since April this year on motor vehicles and automotive parts, bringing the total including the existing rate to 15%. We are the first country in the world to achieve such a reduction in tariffs on motor vehicles and automotive parts without any limits on quantity.
The agreement will bring immediate relief to Japan's critical auto sector, with existing tariffs cut to 15% from 25% and proposed levies on other Japanese goods that were set to come in on August 1st, also cut by the same amount. Trump also stated that he had reached trade agreements with Indonesia and the Philippines. Both deals include 19% tariffs on goods imported from those countries, while American exports to them will remain duty-free. Under the deal, Indonesia will eliminate more than 99% of tariff and non-tariff barriers on U.S. goods, including industrial, technology, and agricultural products. In exchange, the U.S. will lower a proposed 32% tariff on Indonesian imports to 19%. The announcement came following his meeting with Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos at the White House. On April 2nd, Trump announced plans to impose tariffs on goods from all countries. On April 9th, he paused the tariffs for several nations, giving them 90 days to negotiate trade deals. Trump has recently toughened his demands in trade talks with the European Union, insisting on a minimum tariff of 15 to 20%. Bureau Report, DD India.
In other news, ahead of negotiations with Russia this week, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on Tuesday said that securing a ceasefire and the release of prisoners remain the top priorities. Peace talks between Ukraine and Russia, the first in 7 weeks, are planned to start on Wednesday in Turkey. The two sides previously met in May and June, but failed to agree to an end to the nearly 3.5-year conflict. Zelensky also said that Ukraine and its partners are working to organize a leaders' peace summit and secure the return of civilians and children detained by Russia. Over the past 5 months, Ukraine and Russia have held 2 rounds of talks in Istanbul and agreed to swap prisoners, but failed to agree on an end to the nearly 3.5-year conflict.
Нашою переговорною командою Рустем Умєров очолить делегацію на наступну зустріч з російською стороною. Ми узгодили, що саме має бути аджендою зустрічі, які теми ключові для України, звільнення наших людей з російського полону має продовжуватись. І зараз, саме зараз, вже почались необхідні процедури для нового обміну. Ми завтра чекаємо наших людей. І я дуже сподіваюся, що завтра все нам вдасться. Ми стараємось, зокрема, завдяки нашим партнерам, міжнародним посередникам, стараємось забезпечити звільнення також цивільних заручників і повернення наших дітей, які були викрадені Росією.
And from here, we turn focus to sports. With the series on the line, all eyes are now shifting to Old Trafford, Manchester, where England and India are set to lock horns in the crucial 4th test. It's a venue that has historically offered no favours to the visitors, India. With injuries in the squad, can India rewrite history, or will England seal another home series? We get to a report.
The historic Old Trafford Stadium in Manchester gears up to host the 4th test of the 5-match series between India and England. With hosts leading 2-1, this match could prove decisive and daunting for India. India has never tasted victory at Old Trafford. It's not just the venue that's challenging for India, there's a growing injury concern as well. All-rounder Nitish Reddy and pacer Arshdeep Singh have suffered injuries while training for the test. Reddy has been ruled out of the remainder of the series. Rishabh Pant, who hurt his finger during the 3rd test, may only be fit to bat and not keep the wickets. Anshul Kamboj has been called up and may debut in the 4th test, hinting at changes in the pace unit with Arshdeep Singh also sidelined. The top order sees no major shuffle. Yashasvi Jaiswal and KL Rahul are expected to open. Shubman Gill holds his spot at number 4, while the all-rounder unit of Ravindra Jadeja and Washington Sundar is expected to remain unchanged. Jasprit Bumrah leads the bowling attack. With multiple frontline pacers out, all eyes will be on Anshul Kamboj and the support cast of Mohammad Siraj.
जस्सी भाई तो खेले गए अभी तो यही पता है बट जैसा कॉम्बिनेशन डे बाय डे चेंज हो रही है तो हम लोग का एक ही प्लान है कि जितना हो सके जैसा इंग्लैंड की बैटिंग अटैक है तो हम लोग का ये एक ही प्लान है कि जितना हो सके हम लोग एक गुड एरियाज में डालिए और वहां पर हिट करें क्योंकि उन लोग ज्यादा पेशेंस से खेले क्योंकि लास्ट मैच आप देखेंगे बहुत ज्यादा पेशेंस से खेले तो हम लोग को भी अच्छा लगा कि ये हाँ भाई सही ये टेस्ट क्रिकेट का मजा अब आ रहा है.
England will be confident. They've dominated at home and now just stand one win away from sealing another series. England has made just one change to its playing 11, with all-rounder Liam Dawson replacing the injured Shoaib Bashir.
Yeah, obviously we're in a strong position. We're happy with the way that the games have gone so far. They've been tense. They've been good to watch. And yeah, we're looking forward to this week. Like I said, India's such a good side that they can bounce back at any stage. We saw that after beating them at Headingley, they've bounced back and had an excellent performance at Edgbaston. So yeah, we've got to go out there, try and do our thing, and hopefully it's better than theirs.
With India trailing the series and history stacked against them at the Old Trafford, the fourth test isn't just about squaring the series, it's about defying the odds. Can India finally conquer Manchester, or will England continue their dominance at home? Sports Desk, DD India.
With that, we end this edition of DD India Live, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those of you on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. This app is available on both Android and iOS platforms, and you can download the respective QR codes. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Preeti Kaur signing off, and from all of us at In Delhi, thanks for watching DD India Live.